So, welcome to the parents' meeting for DP1. So nice to see you all. I'm Gunilla, the DP principal, and together with me tonight I have some other important people. Katarina, who is the DP coordinator, and Johanna, who is the DP career advisor. And we will take turns to talk to you, and I'll show you the agenda in a minute. We are so happy to have the students back on site again, and but we still have some digital meetings with, for example, guardians. So that's why we have this format tonight. Questions are a bit difficult, so we'll ask you to send your questions by mail after the meeting. I will also send you the presentation by mail and also post it on ManageBack. This is the agenda for tonight. I will talk about some information about the COVID-19 and some information in general about the DP1 or DP20 as we call them. Some information about our learner platform ManageBack, and some general information about the program, how we work and how you will get feedback, and also some information about applications to university. I'm so happy to be able to inform you about a great opportunity. Today, we got information that the students will be able to get vaccinated in school. So next week on September 14, there will be a possibility in the PE hall in school, and I've already sent you a form where you can register if you want to get vaccinated next week. So right now we are able to have on-site teaching for all students, which we are very happy about. We've had 1.5 years with combinations of remote and on-site teaching, and it has been hard work for everyone. So we are very happy that we can have all the students back on site. According to Smittskydd Skåne, we are not allowed to do any remote teaching. So the students, they go to school just like before the pandemic. But of course, we have to keep being careful not to come to school with symptoms, of course, and to leave school immediately if you develop any kind of symptoms during the school day. The student welfare team is here, of course, if your students need to express their worries and talk to some social counsellor, for example. And in case we have some infected students, all guardians and all students in that specific group or classes will get information. We also have some COVID-19 precautions, as you can see on this slide. Try to keep the distance, and of course continue washing your hands. Try to, in the corridor, sometimes it might be a bit crowded, try to walk on the right hand side. And also, what is very important is to try to keep your schedule for lunch. There are many students in school, and it's a bit crowded during lunchtime, and each student has a scheduled time for lunch. And please try to keep that time. Also, still we have quite nice weather, so try to be outdoors as much as possible. There are, for example, in the canteen, there are places to eat on the terrace as well. So, some general information. The DP1 or DP20, as we call them, are a big group. Right now we have about 97 students. They are divided into smaller groups. In the subjects, they are maximum 25 in each group. Some groups are even smaller. There are in all 7 mentor groups, so each student are in a group with maximum 15 students and with their own mentor. And in this schedule there is a mentor time every week. Also, we have what we call trustees and companion students. The trustees are and also the companion students are looking after the new ones, and also is a link between administration and students. And for example, twice every term we meet in what we call the Students' Council with me and Johanna, the career advisor, and also all the student representatives. And that is a very good way to have an impact on your daily life here in school. All right, so some information about Skola 24.
That's correct. I just mentioned my name once again. Gunilla, she introduced me, but I'm so pleased to get this opportunity to address you. I can't see you, but I hope to be meeting with you in the coming 2 years. My name is Katarina Asklöv-Flenmark, and I'm the DP coordinator here at Katedralskolan. First, I'll give you some information about Skola 24, and it is, I would say, some information here, and I apologize for that. It is in Swedish, and the reason, of course, is because it is in Swedish once you log on to Skola 24, and we try to make them change it into English, but apparently it's impossible. So you just have to bear with me and with it. But as a guardian or as a parent, as many of you are here today, to a student and in DP20, we would like for you to log on to Skola 24, and if you have a bank ID, then it's a very smooth process, because you can use the link that you can see here. And as Gunilla was saying earlier, she will also post this PowerPoint on Manage Back. And if you can't access Manage Back, I'll be coming back to that in a few minutes. You can always ask your son, daughter to access Manage Back for you, and you can find the PowerPoint there with the link. And you can go to where it says Skolportalen, and you can then log on. And I think it's very important what it says here, that you need to, if you have already registered before, make sure that you check the email. And if you haven't been registered before, please fill in your email address there. And you will find the settings, and it says then settings in Swedish, so it says inställningar. And then you need to click on where it says, well, in English it should say change email, but it says ändra e-postadress. And I know that some of you are new to this country and have recently arrived, and then you may not have a bank ID already. Please then contact our reception desk. They will be able to help you out. Because the sooner you are registered as a guardian or as a parent on Skola 24, the better. And I'll explain one reason. And the one and main reason I would say is that for me to be able to register you on Manage Back, and Manage Back is our internal platform. This is where we sort of send information to you. This is where your sons and daughters will be getting information from us, from their subject teachers. And this is our main sort of forum in terms of sending out and receiving information. But I can't register you as a parent or as a guardian until I have seen you being registered in Skola 24. So that is why it's so very important that you do that, first of all, because once you've done that, I will be able to register you as a parent guardian on Manage Back, and then you will receive a welcome email from Manage Back telling you how to do in order to verify your account. And once you can access Manage Back, you'll find that apart from receiving information, you will also be able to find all other kinds of documents. For instance, we have a number of policies in what we call the Parents Association, which is then obviously an association only for you. You'll find all our main documents there, for instance, our inclusion policy, our advancement policy, and our academic integrity policy. And you'll find that they are annually updated, so you'll find the most recent sort of versions there. You will also find that when your sons and daughters are due to get their progress reports and achievement levels, you will be notified by Manage Back on your email. And that means that when you receive this email notification, you can go directly onto Manage Back and see the progress report or achievement level in question. And I will be coming back to the progress reports and explain a little bit more about that in a few minutes, so you know what it is. I just want to mention as well that if you have had a Manage Back account before, and this means that if your sons and daughters have been, for instance, in an MYP5 school, you still have to create a new account because your old accounts, they are not valid anymore. So you have to go through the whole process again, receiving a welcome email and register anew. Another thing that you will be able to find among the documents on Manage Back in the Parents Association is what we call a deadline document. This is where you can see the whole 2-year cycle for your sons and daughters. You can see when all the important IAs, extended essay deadlines are due, starting this spring term and ending in May 2023. So the new updated version will be published on the Parents Association on Friday, so you will be able to see it then. And I think it's really good because it helps you. You can sort of keep up with what your students are due to be handing in, or what your sons and daughters are due to be handing in, and it helps them because we all know that the IB diploma is a challenging program and they do need help. So please be there for them and make sure that you can sort of support them in their studies in this way. The students, of course, they have a separate calendar. So if you want to check exactly all the details, the deadlines, because you can't see the dates in the document, you can only see the months that they are due, then I would say ask your son and daughter to please, share their Manage Back in log with you so you can see exactly when the different deadlines are due. So I was talking about achievement levels and progress results and progress reports, and we just want to stress that you will be receiving continuous feedback on the progress of your sons and daughters. Already in November this year, we have the first progress reports due. A progress report means that for all the 6 subjects that your son or daughter is studying, they will be getting, first of all, a grade, and most importantly, I would say at this stage, they will be getting ample feedback in writing as to what they are doing well, but also how they can sort of develop further, what they need to take into account in order to progress. So the first progress report is due in November, and very, very quickly after that, you will be invited to a meeting with your son's daughter's mentor and share the findings in this progress report and see how you can sort of help support your son and daughter even further. And as you can see here, the development talk is on November 26th. So save the date, I would say, in your calendar so you are prepared for that. Then you have another progress report coming up during the spring, and that is in March. And once again, it's followed by a mentor meeting with you and your son, daughter, and the mentor in question, looking at the sort of overall picture, deciding on how to best sort of support your son and daughter. And then we have something we call achievement levels, and they are due in June in 2022. And the difference, I would say, between the progress reports and the achievement levels is that once your son and daughter will be getting an achievement level, as you can see here, it's just a grade. So that's the main difference, then your son and daughter will just be getting a grade, whereas in the progress reports they will also be getting ample feedback in writing. And what you can see here is an example of a student having completed DP1. So you can see that for all the 6 subjects there is a grade awarded, but also for the core components, and I will come back to them later on during this meeting, there is a pass or a fail, because we see that and we know that it's a necessary requirement, of course, to complete this in order to be awarded a diploma. So we also want to be very much aware of the fact that your sons and daughters are on track in terms of the extended essay, the TOK, and the CAS, for instance. Yeah, and then hopefully, having completed DP1, they will advance to DP2, and Gunilla will talk more about that.
Yes, thank you, Katarina. Like Katarina says, there are many policies connected to the IB, making sure that we keep the same quality, whatever school in the world. And what is needed is also what we call an advancement policy. What is required in order to transfer to DP2 from DP1, where they are now, into DP2, which is the final year. So, and this is a slide describing what are the requirements. And as you can see here, in June, at the end of this year, the students has to be on 24, at least, 24 points. And you understood from Katarina's descriptions that they have grades from 1 to 7. So in all, at least 24 points in the 6 subjects. In the higher level subjects, the 3 higher level subjects, they have to be on at least 12 and not below 3, achievement level 3 in any higher level subject. And as you see within the parentheses, a grade 3 in one higher level subject can be compensated with a 5 in another. So it's when you add them together, they should be at least 12. Apart from that, the CAS should be up to date. The TOK requirements should be up to date. We'll tell you more about these CAS and TOK in a minute. And also a rough draft of the EE, which is abbreviated for extended essay, should be approved by the supervisor when they go on their summer holiday. And finally, the material for the examinations here with the teachers, and they are called the internal assessments. They should also be approved by June. So, if the students do not meet these requirements, they will not be able to transfer into DP2. However, there will be a possibility to do 2 retakes in August before the school starts the next school year. We have a retake day for the DP students where they can come to school and do a maximum of two retakes. And the reason why we have this advancement policy is for us to make sure that they are up and ready for the exam, the May exam in DP2, because that is an external exam, same for all 1.5 million students around the world, and we have to make sure that they are ready for the exams. That is our responsibility as a school, and that is why we have the advancement policy. If they are in need of support, we have a different different kinds of subject support. As you can see here, we have something called EAL, English as an Additional Language, where Elizabeth, one of the DP teachers, are offering support once a week. Same with the science subjects, as you can see, biology, environmental systems and societies, physics and chemistry, also once a week with experienced DP teachers. And math with Eleanor once a week. And last but not least, in Swedish A, we also have support by Vivi once a week. The routine is that it is the teacher who will notify the career advisor that a student is in need of support, and then we will register the student on the support so that it will show in the schedule. Apart from subject support, we also have what we call the student welfare team. They are not here today, so that's why we have some photographs. The social counselor, you can see Matilda. We have our own social welfare team at the IB program. So these people are working specifically with the IB program. So Matilda is the social counselor, Linda is the school nurse, and Monica is the inclusive arrangement teacher, where the student can get help with, for example, planning, structuring your studies, or if they have some inclusive arrangements that we need to investigate and handle. Apart from, we have sort of shown you, we have talked about these words, the EE, extended essay, the TOK and the CAS. This is what we call the core. So these are courses and subjects that they have to take apart from the 6 subjects that they will study. The extended essay is like the name tells you, it's an extended essay for 4,000 words that they do in one of the higher level subjects. The first assembly is in the mid-November, that they will get a lot more information from you, Katarina. And TOK, I'll show you some information about the TOK. That is short for Theory of Knowledge. And it's a very different subject. How do you know? I mean, it's theoretical thinking, critical working with sources and so on. There are two components in the TOK course. There is one TOK exhibition, that is 1/3 of the grade, and one TOK essay, that is two-thirds of the grade. And we just had a new syllabus in the TOK. I don't know if you've had any siblings at the IB program. That is why we wanted to sort of explain to you what is this new exhibition. And it is consists of 3 objects and 950 words, where they used to discuss this, what we call a TOK prompt. And here are some examples. For example, what is the relationship between knowledge and culture? What counts as knowledge? To what extent is certainty attainable? How is current knowledge shaped by its historical development? Very interesting topics. And this is the first year that this sort of with a new syllabus. And we hope that you can visit and see the exhibition for your sons and daughters in real life, so to speak, when it's time. We'll give you more information about that. So, Katarina, about the CAS.
Yes. So, as Gunilla mentioned, we have the core component, which then consists of 3 different parts. It's the extended essay, and it's the TOK course, and then it's the CAS program. And as a student at the diploma program anywhere in the world, the student has to follow a CAS program. The CAS program is very individual. It means that at the start of DP1, the student, in this case your son or daughter, has been awarded a CAS advisor. And together with the CAS advisor, the student decides upon 3 different experiences, 3 to 4 this term, that he or she wants to get started on. We have 3 different strands. We divide the experience into creativity, activity, and service. And what the IB stipulates is that there should be some kind of balance in between these 3 areas lately, and I think you understand why service has been very much of a challenge. But hopefully now we can see that with the DP2 students, they are slowly starting to get back to service experiences, and hopefully the situation for your sons and daughters will be that they will be able to have experiences within all 3 strands. The CAS program runs for 18 months, so it starts at the beginning of DP1 in September. We've just started actually. Your sons and daughters, they are busy thinking about what to get started on, emailing questions. Can I do this? What do you think about this? Who can supervise it? What do you think? But I think it's really nice to see that they have so many good ideas, and they really take this seriously. It runs for 18 months, so the idea is that it will be completed when they are in DP2 in March, leaving them ample time to revise their subjects, because that is the whole idea, that we want for them to complete their CAS well ahead of the time when they are due to sit their exams. It's a balance also between individual experiences and group experiences within the CAS program. And as you can see here, we have many clubs, in-school clubs, and many of these, and I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of everything they do, but I'm also proud of the fact that they have initiated in the past so many groups. We, for instance, have a Catty Coding Club. We have a recent board gaming club, started only last week. We have a climate club, and we have a baking and cooking club. And what we say to our students, to your sons and daughters, is that if they have an idea for a club, please talk to me, talk to Gunilla, and we'll find a way for you to actually, make it happen. And they do that because, as I was saying earlier, they have good ideas, and they've heard something and they want to try it out. But they also have individual experiences. It means that for activity, for instance, they can go running, they can go biking, they can go swimming. I mean, just to name a few. If they want to have more of a team sport, I'm happy to see that I've now seen them registering that volleyball practice is starting to happen again. They are back to football practice. So somehow, we know that it's opening up, and it also makes it easier for them to do different kinds of CAS experiences. For creativity, well, it is having something that has a creative sort of end product. It could be drawing, it could be music, singing, you name it. And then, as I was saying, service. Well, it's you do something that benefits someone else. So it could be that, for instance, they decide that they want to go to Erikshjälpen, which is it's a charity shop just across the road here, so they can do it maybe if they have a gap hour, and they can help out there. Or they can do any other kind of service experience. So it's a balance in between the 2, individual and group experiences. And of course, this wouldn't be an IB if they didn't have to write reflections. So the CAS is also not just about having the experiences, but it's also about writing reflections about it. What have you learned? How can you sort of use that knowledge for the future? And no one apart from me will ever read those reflections. So I'd say that it creates a very strong bond in between an advisor and the student, reading and sharing what they have sort of done in their experiences. And as Johanna will probably also tell you later on, especially if your sons and daughters are thinking of applying abroad for later on, a CAS experience can actually support an application in a very good way, especially if we're talking about the service experiences. So that's also something to consider, and that's something that students very often ask me, do you think that this would be, you know, look good on my CV in a way? Would it look good on an application? So I say that even though CAS is not graded, because it's not graded, it's also very beneficial for them in very many ways. They do grow from it. And it's not graded, but they do need to complete it successfully in order to be awarded the diploma in the end. So in a sense, they cannot just ignore CAS, because then they will only get course results in the end and no diploma. And we never ever want that for our students. So we make sure that they complete their CAS program. And now, Johanna.
Yes. Time for me. Now I have received a lot of information, and I'm just going to go through some information about further education, and yeah, and your students, I hopefully know that they can always contact me if they want to talk about their future or their current courses, or yeah, just swing by to talk. If they don't, please tell them, and we could discuss their future. And you are always welcome to contact me as well if you have any questions. So I'm going to begin to just remind or tell you that the change the levels in their subject, they're studying on standard level and higher level. If they wish to change those levels, they can do so until December 10th this year. And if we go through to higher education, this past year has been weird for everybody, and also in the higher education area. In Sweden we have something called högskoleprovet, a lot of Swedish aptitude tests, and they are changing the rules and policies all the time. And right now for this year they have gone out with that everybody that want to apply for doing this test has to be 19 above. That means that our students cannot take that test right now, and they have to do it after they graduate from Katte or when they turn 19. They also say that this could change, so I will keep myself updated to be able to post new information if there is something that comes up, because this is a great way if you want to apply to Swedish universities to have an extra chance to get in. But I will tell your sons and daughters about this during these coming years. And they're also talking about maybe have an extra session during these years to come until 2023 because of the COVID situation, when they have had limited places for writing this test. So if you want to apply, or your sons and daughters want to apply to Swedish universities, they will do so in the spring of the last year, because the deadline is 15th of April, it's sometimes 16th of April, and that application is just ranking or prioritizing your choices and press send, and we will send in the grades. So that one is the easiest application to do. The only hard part is to research what you want to do and prioritize them. If you want to go abroad, you have to do a lot of work. So therefore, I recommend to start early. And for example, for the US, I recommend to start at least 1 year ahead. So if your sons and daughters want to apply to US, they should start think about it and researching what they need to do after Christmas, because the general deadline is 1st of January, but it varies a lot in the US, and we have a lot of early decision, early admission, and it could vary from one university or college in the same city, so they have to be very keen to research what they want to do. And for the UK, the deadline is 15th of October if you want to go to Cambridge or Oxford, and medicine, dentistry or veterinary. The deadline for all the other courses is 26th of January. These two applications they need my help with, or for the UK I'm the UCAS advisor or coordinator, so when they send in their application it goes through me. And for the US, if they use something called Common App, I need to write them a reference and I need to upload the grades and everything. So that's why they need to have a conversation with me early on before the deadline. So we need to get every document and everything straight. And if they want to apply to Sweden and want to study in Swedish, and they have language B, they have Swedish B right now, because Swedish A is the requirement if you want to study in Swedish. There's a possibility to do something called a thesis test, and that's a test in Swedish to be able to get the requirement. And it's recognized in all the universities in Sweden, and if you do it before you graduate here, it will just be on top of your diploma. You will be applying in the same group as everyone else that just graduated. So it's a good way to do so. And it takes 2 times a year, one in May and one in November. So we strongly recommend, if they want to do it in the November session, because otherwise it could collide with the May exams in DP2. So if you're interested of this, there's a link, or just I just Google thesis and I will get straight to the website as well. That's just everything from me. And as I said before, if it's anything, you can email me or call me and ask questions. And please tell your sons and daughters to do that too.
So finally, showing you the contact details for me and Katarina and Johanna. And we are aware of the fact that you have had a lot of information in a short period of time now. So please feel welcome to contact any of us, send us an email, give us a ring, and we'll give you more information and answer all your questions. So we really look forward to getting to know you, and thank you so much for your time, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.